Made it home. Barely. Not barely. We made it home. We had a snafu last night where I was looking at a reservation. Because I was like, oh crap, I didn't check in. And it's Southwest, so you get bad seats if you don't check in early. And when we went to pull up the reservation, it said your flight no longer exists. I was like, wait a second, that's weird. So I was looking back, trying to find stuff, kept punching in the confirmation number. And it says, finally we find a place where it says this flight's been canceled. So I'm digging through my email, trying to find a cancellation confirmation, and I don't see anything. So we call Southwest after an hour on hold, and the lady pretty much gets us identical flights. But this time it's out of LAX instead of Orange County to Manchester. So anyways, long story short, it was all fine. And as you probably know if you watched the last few videos, our hotel had construction going on it that they weren't very transparent about in the booking process. They said, when I booked with them, they said, please excuse our appearance, like as we remodel. Which, I assume they're just painting or whatever. And I looked at Disneyland Hotel and they said the same thing, excuse our appearance as we remodel. So I went with Paradise Pier, which is a cheaper hotel. Not by much, but it's cheaper. And then, of course, 3 days prior to getting there, they're like, oh, hey, a lot of our amenities are closed down. So I'm like, okay, that sucks, but I guess not a big deal, because they say feel free to use the amenities at the other hotels that are all walking distance. But then when we get there, we realize, there's no amenities. It's like the hotel lobby is in the ballroom, and you have, 2 rooms, and then it's just, your hotel room. So it's like this really tiny, it's basically like a Motel 6. It's this humongous hotel. The whole thing's closed off except for one hallway, a ballroom, and your hotel room. So not the biggest deal in the world, but I'm thinking, I paid as much money as the other hotels that are across the street, but yet this is what I get. If you'd told me that, I would have just moved hotels. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But now here I am, paying $300-400 a night for this crap. Just for Disney, it was really shocking because they're a company that's so big on customer experience. So, like I said, it wasn't that big of a deal. I just, for the fact that it was the same price as the other hotels, and they weren't very, clear, because, again, like I said, the Disneyland Hotel had the same thing, where it said, please excuse our appearance. When we went over there, whole thing was open. It was just the outside was getting painted, and so they had, tarps up and, scaffolding and stuff. So, whatever. So I went to the lobby this morning on checkout, and I said, asked, how was your stay? I said, if I'm honest, we were a little disappointed, and I said a lot of the stuff I just said now that, I just didn't feel like they were very transparent or whatever. And I can tell that they've been getting that response all day because she was kind of passive aggressive. She said, yeah, we understand, construction can be tricky like that. Most people aren't really bothered by it, but we understand that some are really bothered by construction, so we'd like to do something for you for that. And just the way she said that, I was just kind of like, excuse me? Anyways, so she said, how about I take $100, how about I take $100 off the cost? And I'm thinking, okay, $100 a night? And then she says, okay, so I sent you an email with a $100 voucher. And I'm like, wait, a $100 voucher? Okay. The point of me complaining wasn't to try to get money off or anything. I just wanted them to know as a customer that I was a little disappointed by the experience. And so, anyways, we go on our flight in our merry way, and I pull up the email, and it turns out not only is it a $100 voucher, like Disney voucher, it's a $100 voucher for that same hotel. And I was like, wow, that's almost worse. It's an insult. I'm going to ever go back there. When am I ever going to go back to Paradise Pier? First of all, it's not even going to be Paradise Pier by the time you go back because they're transforming it into the Pixar Hotel. So, with my luck, they wouldn't even honor that $100 voucher. Anyways, so, as you can tell, I'm still very sick. I took a bunch of NyQuil before the first flight. I didn't sleep a wink, so I was kind of tripping out on being sleepy. But, anyways, on this first up and down, I was fine. On the second up, I was fine. On the second down, though, my ears were going off, and they're still very clogged. So my hearing is very muffled. So, but all in all, it was a good trip. Despite the sickness, it was a really wonderful trip, and we're both very excited to go pick up Caden in the morning. Good night.